Hey there, turkeys. This is Dan and Margie from the Gen-Xers. Today, we're going to talk about Richmond, north of Richmond, and give you our honest reaction. You've heard the song. You've seen a million reactions. Buddy, about to see another one.
For those of you who don't know, you can certainly look up Oliver Anthony. What is his real name?
Christopher Anthony Lunsford is his given name, but he's going by, I guess, musically his grandfather's name, Oliver Anthony, which is nice.
It's a nice name. You can certainly look up this gentleman. He has lots of songs out there. We've heard a couple, and I'm pretty impressed with what we've heard.
Sure.
But know that there is also a Wikipedia page for the song itself. Richmond, north of Richmond. You can look it up. I recommend reading it. It's a very interesting article. But they talk about how this song was only halfway written like 2 days before they recorded it. And he was actually finishing up a couple of hours before they recorded. So it was just a simple recording, acoustic guitar, the dog. It's a really good song.
He's like most writers. He's probably still thinking he wishes he could change a line or two, but too late now, man.
Yeah.
It's out there. But all right, well, let's give this a listen.
I've been selling my soul, working all day.
All right, I could tell already it's the music of my people. I'm from the deep woods, mining country of Missouri. If you've seen Winter's Bone, that's basically where I'm from. I live out from Winter's Bone.
There was a documentary, wasn't
yeah.
it, of your place?
So already, my roots, I can feel them being talked to here.
Well, definitely Bob Dylan soul and a Merle Haggard voice.
Yeah, I could definitely see both of those things, and I definitely see some Hank Williams Jr. I know he himself said his biggest influence for Hank Williams Jr. I meant Hank Williams Sr. I'd hear Hank Williams Sr. in here.
Got in trouble, had to roam, left my gal and left my home. I heard that long wow, wow, some whistle blow.
Let us know what you think. Who do you think his influences sound like in the comments there?
Yeah.
Overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul.
So, first of all, it is kind of an alarming world now. So I think a lot of people probably agree with his sentiment. I wish I could wake up and it would not be true. There's a lot of good in the world, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of crazy stuff happening right now. And I do have to say that line, living in the new world with an old soul, is probably one of the better lines I've heard in a song in a while.
I mean, this has some good lyrics, some good guitar playing in it, I think. Just well-constructed, a soulful song like everyone has been saying. Yeah, just good stuff.
These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do.
Look, they know what we think. If you've got Google, they know everything we think.
They know what you do, too.
Every last thought, every last move.
And they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, don't the rich men. I wish politicians look out for miners, and not just miners on an island somewhere.
My dad was a lead miner, so I appreciate that. Like I said, I'm from the lead mining country there in Missouri, so I appreciate that one. Kind of a controversial line because people were like, "Oh, that's a dog whistle about the Harvey Weinstein or whatever. Who had that crazy island?" Jeffrey Epstein. I don't. Why would that be controversial? What's controversial about not wanting that kind of stuff to happen? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of I think there was a lot of unnecessary controversy surrounding this song.
Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds.
That line has also been controversial, but I'd like to say on record right here and right now that fudge rounds are delicious.
Men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world.
I'd like to talk about that verse there, young men putting themselves in the ground, which is true. The highest rate of ending your own life in this country right now is by men, by far. Young men aren't going to college, they're not even graduating high school at alarmingly low rates, going to college at low rates, graduating at even lower rates. Not to say a degree is the end-all be-all, because it's certainly not. But they don't feel welcome there. And I could probably speak on that being a teacher myself, but we'll wait till the end for that.
With an whole soul, these rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just want to have total control. Want to know what you think, want to know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men north of Richmond. I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
All right.
Good song and very well-behaved dogs.
Yeah, they did very good. Much better than our dogs would have been barking through that entire song.
Right.
And it would have been a whole new, whole different thing.
Would have been a lot of cuts.
Yeah,
through
there have
that
been a lot
song.
of Who Let the Dogs Out remixes.
A lot of takes. No, you had mentioned that a lot of politicians commandeered this song. I know it was played at the Republican national debate, and a lot of people have put it out on the campaign trail and equated Oliver Anthony with their ideals. And there's some quotes here. I think, let me share some with you. J. Caspian Kang from The New Yorker.
You'll have for entertainment is that giant stack of New Yorker magazines.
Oh, come on. You and I both know I'll never read those.
Of course you won't. But they'll just keep coming.
Said, depending on your politics, Anthony is a voice sent from heaven to express the anger of the white middle class.
Why would, first of all, there is no middle class. Secondly,
Yeah, no.
why would, what would your politics have anything to do with how you're going to interpret the song?
Well, let me continue. There's a bunch of quotes from a bunch of magazines. Washington Post said the far right is gaining ground in the world of pop culture as a response to this song. The AV Club, Emma Keats said, while his lyrics are not as blatantly threatening as those in Aldean's
Rich people?
as those in Aldean's single. She's talking about, there's a lot of comparisons to Jason Aldean's song, Try That in a Small Town. And the lyrics in that song are pretty threatening. But let me finish this quote. While Oliver's lyrics are not as blatantly threatening as those in Aldean's single, they're still based on a number of regressive and gross stereotypes that are filtering into mainstream music in a frightening way.
What?
First of all,
What are these gross stereotypes?
well, I'm not sure. I guess the fudge rounds line. Again, fudge rounds are delicious.
I think because he's a poor white guy from the country, everybody assumed an awful lot about him. That wasn't true.
That's a conversation that sort of got blown multiple ways. And really, I like to let a song be left up to the interpretation of the listener. But even with that, it's like, yeah, I would love to write a song about, like, I always thought it was funny to, like, when GM got bailed out of the recession after they made all these terrible decisions. Like, I never understood why I've never understood corporate welfare either.
This Australian news outlet kind of sums up my sentiments about this song. Australian news outlet news.com.au said, "There will always be a group of people eager to misconstrue your message, saying that Oliver's song is clearly about a working class call to arms. Although it was clearly about a working class call to arms, there were some who viewed the song as an offensive right-wing anthem. Why they did, I have no idea. Why politicians grabbed a hold of this song, I have no idea. But it reminds me a lot of when Reagan got a hold of Born in the USA and played it during all of his, that was his big anthem for his political campaign until Bruce Springsteen said, stop. That song is about you. And that's exactly what Oliver Anthony said about his song. He is quoted as saying that people have done everything they can in the past couple weeks to make me look like a fool, to spin my words, and to try to stick me in a political bucket. And I think they really have.
Look, these people writing for these magazines are doing the bidding of their corporate overlords who obviously are not going to want to be song out there riling up poor people.
Right.
So they're doing what they always do and trying to divide us in other ways. I've seen a ton of reactions on this video from people of all kinds of ethnicities and races and anything and countries. People of different countries, all poor, all agreeing, hey, I can get behind this tune. So I don't think it has anything to do with anything except the division between the people up here and all the rest of us.
And I do have a suggestion for everyone, including people out there watching this video, including the people at Washington Post, or the AV Club or whoever. We need to stop trying to classify and put things in a box, because things are not easily put into boxes. I suggest, instead of labeling everything we see, most of the time incorrectly, by the way, because you don't know that person's story. You don't know the story behind these lyrics. We don't know Oliver Anthony
What
personally.
about you gotta have a hot take.
Gotta have a hot take. Right, the hot take is, but I suggest instead of judging everything and putting it in a box, that we stop and listen. Just listen. Listen to people's points of view, and you're going to get a better idea of what's going on in this country and, frankly, how to, make things better.
What do you say that newspaper was, the Washington Post? That's not owned by the Washington Post. That's owned by Disney or some pharmaceutical company or Monsanto or somebody. Newspapers don't own themselves anymore, neither do magazines, man.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Poor people, mad.
Well, it's definitely an anthem. It's definitely, I think Oliver Anthony has said, 30 million people have gotten my message correctly. Yeah. It's those few people that have taken it and, thrown it off the rails that have, kind of muddled the message. But the message is, we're worried as a people. Like, we are worried. Everybody's worried. Everybody's losing hope. We're desperate. We're hungry. We're tired. We need something. Something's gotta give.